All right, welcome to the fourth and final review of the evening. And up this time is Cardboard Kings Card Shop Simulator. Own your own card shop by the seaside. Buy, trade, and sell cards or keep them in your own collection. Earn a reputation with customers. Beat your own shop goals. Unlock new decorations. And host exciting events to bring everyone to the best card shop in town. Um, Right. So I will note a secondary mode called the card game. I say roguelike deck building game mode, but that's okay because that's not the main draw here. Because this game isn't primarily a card game. It's in the name. It's a it's about building a card shop. That is to say, a shop that literally sells cards. And interestingly enough, only cards. Um, it's surrounding this particular card game called Warlock. This is think of it basically like Yu-Gi-Oh or
I was
Pokemon.
about to say, is this the universe where one card game took over, like Yu-Gi-Oh or the Pokemon card game anime?
For the purposes of your shop, yes, but there are other card games. Like in fact, like one of the like this little girl customer comes around about wanting to write an essay about Warlock and does some research. Like she was talking about this other card game that was the most popular Christian version of Warlock. Seriously, this came up. I forget what she called it, but there are other card games here. It's just your card shop is dedicated to this one particular card game, probably in an effort to keep things simple. Because this is a business simulator game, but it's on the simple end of things. Like it's not on the level of say SimCity or heaven help capitalism. Oh God, that how complicated that game got. But this is definitely something that has market forces in it. It's all card game stuff, but there's still market forces. And you once you try to apply the some of the basic principles of capitalism to the game here. That is to say, you want to buy low, sell high in order to make a profit and reinvest that into buying more cards. But that's easier said than done because like every day, new bulletins come out that will affect the price of various cards.
Like something gets banned or...
Yes, the ban list will come up often. But that will increase the price of cards. Because it depends on the ban, if I'm remembering correctly. It's not like tournament bans; it's like satanic ban.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, because the card focus here seemed to be more on collecting than like playing. Though it seemed to be a mixture of both. But like the actual market forces seem to be more on the collectability of a card than anything else. Which makes sense because there are card grades, though not as pronounced as it is in real life. Like, you got the mint condition cards, but it isn't like the literal grading system we have in the real world.
Yeah, there's not
Like
like
I said,
actual companies that their entire thing is just grading trading cards.
yeah, like I said, this is something that's keeping things simple so it can be accessible. Like you're not going to learn the actual business of trading cards from this game. Um, not the, not the least of which is because this game doesn't actually exist. At least not right now.
Give it time.
But yeah, it's like I don't discount this defictionalization. But things like rarity are a factor in the price. And that comes in the bulletins. Like sometimes there'll be an announcement that a card or a certain group of cards. Like from either the deck or the color. There are many. There are many facets there. As you'd expect from it's not an actual card game, but it's aping a serious collectible card game like Magic the Gathering. So these things will be taken into account. Now I'm not sure if there's a financial like there doesn't seem to be a financial goal in mind, which is curious. There's like how a lot of these games can go, or game adjacent, like say Harvest Moon or A Story of Seasons. That's not exactly a economic simulator, but it's got that. You're in debt. You've got to raise a certain amount of money in a certain amount of years in order to buy the farm or save the farm or what have you. You might expect that kind of story here because you inherit this card shop from your late father. And I was completely expecting it turns out he made a whole bunch of bad land deals, let's say, and
or he's indebted to the card mafia or whatever.
Yeah. Point is, you'd have 3 years to pay back a $500,000 loan or what, something along those lines.
Your knees get chopped off. Wait, what?
Yeah. Or or the card shop gets repossessed. None of that here. Instead, from the story I did glean, I didn't get in as much time as I wanted to into this game. It seems to be fairly lengthy. But this game is much more focused on having a narrative, like an actual story. And a supernatural one at that. I won't go into too many details, but it was going places I wasn't exactly expecting. Or rather, it's something I expect from something more kid-oriented, if that makes more sense. This is kind of in the middle of that. You've got some serious economic aspects to it, but nothing too taxing. But on the other hand, it's not complete. It's not a complete dry experience either. Or it's not something that's it's not a pure card shop simulator. Which makes sense because if it was going for that, here's the thing: pure card shops don't actually exist.
Yeah, even my locals I go to, they sell video games and board games,
right?
Sleeves, dice, pretty much anything you'd need.
Yeah, you wouldn't see a card game just sell cards, much less
especially for one game. Yeah,
one game. It's just doing that because of simplicity's sake. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying if you're looking for a deep simulator experience, this ain't the game for you. But on the other hand, if you're looking for something that, it does have an actual challenge, I ran into debt by the end of where I was playing and had to get yeah. Well, it's because they had. It was like there were because there's another aspect to the game that I haven't gone into, and that is reputation. It's not just a matter of your card selling prices. Your store reputation is a factor in attracting customers and getting what they call the rush hour. It's like a literal stampede of people coming in to grab all your cards. And and there are other little things when you buy a card, there is a shipping and handling tax. So it does get a bit layered in its cost, but once again, nothing like you'd see in something more serious where you'd have to pay maintenance fees and licensing fees and electricity and all that stuff,
or like tournament kit fees and whatnot.
Right. You don't have to. You do have to worry about inventory stocks, but in the sense of you can buy individual cards or booster packs. That, by the way, this is not how it works in real life.
Oh God, no.
But you do, once again, you do get a taste of reality in bulk purchase discounts.
And like I said, I know with my card shop, there have been several times I made bulk purchases and found like $30 cards slipped in somebody's bulk because they didn't go through it.
Right. Like I said, this game has what I like to call a touch of reality. It's got it's not got it's doesn't have dead simple mechanics, but they are very they are very simplified from what actual either reality or serious simulator would bring to the table. I do feel that's important because this game does have the word card and simulator, card shop simulator in it, and you might be thinking that's what you're actually going to be doing. And no, this is actually a narrative adventure wrapped around a card shop simulator. That's the key difference here. I don't know how much of a fail state this game has, but it's more about unraveling the mystery of the card game, the creator of the card game, let's say, number one duelist, and your father. There's like a whole interwoven story there. So, like I said, as a card game simulator, it's solid, if a bit simple. As a narrative adventure, it's really interesting, and not what I was expecting, because I wasn't expecting that when I was going into this. Right. So, any other questions, comments, or concerns about Kardboard Kings here?
Only the price.
So, price. Right. This game clocks in at $20. Soundtrack clocks in at $9.99. The whole the whole kit and caboodle, the deluxe edition, retails for $25.48. $20 is a bit more than I would go for here. I think 15 would be a better price, just because the actual simulation gameplay isn't that deep, and if you're not here for the narrative, I will say that the simulation aspects will probably bore you sooner rather than later. And as far as the music, it was all right, but it's definitely not something I would buy from a soundtrack. So, yeah, this should be wait for a sale. Not a big sale, but definitely wait for a sale. Right. So, anything else on Cardboard Kings?
I think I'm good.
I'm satisfied.
All right. Okay. So yeah, that'll about do it for not just this review, but this review session. Let's see. Coming up on the week ahead. Right. So coming up on Wednesday, August 23rd, we'll be having Bridge Burner of Hellforge Studios. Right. So Hellforge Studios, they are the creators of many a boomer shooter. And I'm trying to remember like which game he's working on, because like I said, he's released quite a few of these. I think it's Age of War he's working on right now. I'll probably clear that up in between now and Wednesday. It still has to hand me the video footage that he said he would send me. He mentioned that he was working on some Realms Deep stuff. Yeah, he's part of that set. You know, if you don't know what Realms Deep is, that's the big boomer shooter convention that happens every year. Yeah, like there are enough boomer
I did not know, but I'm not surprised that they have one.
Yeah, there are enough boomer shooters in the world now that gets its own convention that's been running since, I think, 2020. It's probably where the next Night Dive remaster is going to be announced, among other things. Anyway, let's see.
2020
we do have a new
launch a convention.
Anyway, we do have a new episode of MSP planned for Wednesday, so look for that. And happening on Friday, August 25th, we do not have a morning show, but we have a multiplayer mayhem planned for Quake 2. So look for that. And until next time, I shall wish you good gaming.